What's up guys, it's Ed from TechSource and I'm back again with another video. Today we're going to be reviewing the Galaxy S7 Edge, and I've been using this device as my daily driver for about a week now, and I feel confident in my impressions of this phone. So here's my review. Let's start off with the physical aspects. It's definitely an upgrade over the Galaxy S6 Edge in terms of feel. The edges are rounded, which contributes to a more elegant feel in your hand. With that being said, I do prefer how the Galaxy S7 feels with its straight sides. It's just more of a familiar grip and less prone to slipping. The phone, like previous Samsung models, is made from metal and glass. It feels great when holding it in the hand, but this thing is a fingerprint magnet. That, combined with it being slippery as ever, prompted me to slap a skin on it, and I'll drop a link below if any of you guys are interested in checking out Dbrand's, which is where I got this from. But one hardware change that I'm really excited about is Samsung's decision to waterproof the phone. I mean, it's great. I've used this phone in the pool, in the rain, and well, even in my shower a few times, and I have to say I'm loving the IP68 certification. What's crazy is that they did all this without having to increase the device's dimension or use any port covers, which is awesome. The phone will automatically alert you if the USB port, for example, is wet and won't allow any charging. Speaking about the micro USB port, one flaw I could see is Samsung's decision not to move to USB-C. I personally think it would have pushed the industry forward. If Samsung went with the USB-C connection, more companies would board the same ship. But I guess there's always next year. Some more hardware changes are the reintroduction of the micro SD card slot, 12 megapixel camera sensor, and the removal of the IR blaster from the past phones. Oh, and obviously the upgraded specs. Samsung decided to go back to Qualcomm for the CPUs, well, at least for the models shipping to the States. Countries abroad will be receiving a model with an Exynos chipset instead, but what I have is the Qualcomm SoC model. Performance is fast and snappy, as is pretty much every other newly released Android phone. If you guys want to see more performance tests like benchmarks, speed tests, or even gaming, you should go follow my cousin Bob from Tech It Out because he will be covering those on his channel. I'll drop a link to it down below. Another hardware upgrade is the addition of another gigabyte of RAM, bringing the total to 4. Well, 3.5 according to IDA64, which is a system information app from the Play Store. But as some of us know, Samsung phones are notorious for eating up any and all free RAM, so how does this phone manage it? Well, it's nothing to write home about. I definitely see improvements in RAM management, but it's of course nowhere near stock Android. With a fresh restart, the phone is only showing around 2 GB of usable RAM space, which sounds horrible, but you don't feel like your phone is running low on available memory. You can multitask like a champ, and at no point in time using this phone did I think to myself that this phone feels sluggish. That brings me to the battery performance. I don't know if this is a problem with my model or if Samsung needs to push out an update to address this issue, but my experience with the battery has been anything but good. Using the phone regularly, I would get an hour and a half of on-screen time and already be at 35%. Also, I'll go to sleep with this phone with a full charge and wake up with it at 70%. This is a serious problem, but others have reported different findings, so I'm sure that I got a defective unit, but in any case, it's something worth mentioning in the review. The 1440p 5.5-inch AMOLED display is, as always, stunning. The viewing angles, contrast, and blacks are really great to look at. The one thing I did notice is a light color shift when looking at the curved edges, but it's nothing really noticeable when looking at anything other than white. The speakers on this phone, however, really take away from the multimedia viewing experience. It sounds tinnier and doesn't get as loud as last year's, probably because of the waterproofing, but still, it sucks. One thing I'm really excited about is the camera, and from my testing so far, it offers sharp, vibrant pictures and video during the day. It also does phenomenal in low light. Something that performed better than what I expected was the autofocus. It's super fast to lock onto subjects, and the camera on this phone beats any other mobile sensor on the market right now. But that's just my opinion. And the last aspect of this phone I want to talk about is TouchWiz. You either hate it or you love it. I personally find it atrocious. I mean, it's been greatly improved over the years, but it's still bloated as hell. It offers great functionality over stock OSs, but at a cost of system resources. But what's great is you can apply themes which you can find from Samsung, or heck, it's Android. I'm sure there's a ton of third-party launchers you can use to detouchify your phone in terms of visual experience. You have to kind of use it to see where you stand with it, but it is what it is, and I feel it's tolerable. But personally, I prefer stock Android like millions of others. The Edge is what makes this phone different from a lot of the other devices, and its functionality has been improved in my opinion. But I feel for the moment it lacks anything compelling. You can have pinned contacts, check out the news, set direct actions to some system apps, and a few other things as of now. However, Samsung has opened the API to developers, and hopefully soon we'll get some interesting and new features from both existing apps and new Edge-inspired concepts. This brings me to my conclusion. I personally don't see any usefulness of the Edge. It's more of a gimmick in my eyes, like Force Touch was on the iPhone. It's nice to have, but lacks any real functionality. I think the S7 Edge is a better choice over the S7 only if you're looking for a larger display and longer battery life, despite what you've seen in this video. But that will do it for my review of the S7 Edge. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and also stay tuned for my Galaxy S7 review, which will drop in about a month or so. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.